The Midnight Narrator, when online friends become real nightmares. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Midnight Narrator. If you're listening to this right now, there's a good chance you're scrolling through your phone, maybe lying in bed in the dark, or perhaps you're driving home alone on an empty road. And I want you to think about something for a moment. How many online friends do you have? People you've never met face-to-face but feel like you know. Maybe it's someone from a Discord server who gets all your jokes, a gaming buddy who's been there for you through countless late-night sessions, someone from Twitter or Instagram who always comments on your posts, maybe even someone from a dating app you've been chatting with for weeks. We trust these people, don't we? We share our days with them, our struggles, our dreams. Sometimes we tell them things we wouldn't even tell the people sitting right next to us because they feel safe, they feel real, they feel like friends. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night, and maybe it should keep you up too. How much do we really know about these people? Behind the profile picture, behind the carefully crafted messages, behind the persona they've built. Who are they? What do they want? And what would happen if you finally decided to meet them in the real world? Tonight, I'm going to share 4 true stories with you. 4 people just like you who made online friends. People who seemed perfect, trustworthy, safe, and they all decided to take that step to turn their digital friendship into something real. What happened next? Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? Because deep down, you know that the scariest monsters aren't hiding under your bed or lurking in dark alleys. They're hiding behind a screen, waiting for you to let your guard down. So, wherever you are right now, make sure you're comfortable. Lock your doors if you haven't already, and maybe, just maybe, take a look at your friend requests, your DMs, your chat history, and ask yourself, do I really know these people? Let's begin. Story 1. The Perfect Friend. Sarah, 23, had been talking to her online friend Emma for nearly 2 years. They'd met in a true crime forum and bonded over their shared obsession with unsolved mysteries. Emma seemed perfect, funny, understanding, always available to chat at 2 a.m. when Sarah couldn't sleep. Looking back, Sarah realizes she should have noticed the red flags, how Emma never wanted to video chat, how she always had an excuse when Sarah suggested meeting halfway. But Sarah was lonely after moving to a new city, and Emma filled that void. It's embarrassing to admit now, but Sarah had started thinking of Emma as her best friend. When Emma finally suggested they meet up at a cabin she'd rented in the woods for a true crime weekend, Sarah was thrilled. They'd watch documentaries, discuss cases, finally put a real hug to all those years of friendship. Sarah didn't tell anyone where she was going. She felt foolish enough about meeting an internet friend. She didn't need her coworkers' judgment, too. The cabin was exactly as Emma described, remote, peaceful. Sarah texted Emma her location and waited on the porch, her breath forming small clouds in the cold mountain air. An hour later, gravel crunched under tires. A car pulled up. The woman who stepped out wasn't the girl from Emma's profile pictures. She was older, maybe 40, gaunt with hollowed cheeks and an unsettling smile that stretched too wide. Sarah's stomach dropped. Her hand moved instinctively to her phone. "Sarah, it's so good to finally meet you," the woman said, rushing forward with arms outstretched. "I'm sorry. I think there's been a mistake. I'm waiting for Emma." The woman's smile never wavered, not even a flicker. "I am Emma, silly. Those photos were old. You understand, don't you? Everyone looks different online." Her voice had the same cadence as Emma's messages, but hearing it out loud made Sarah's skin crawl. "Come on, let's get inside. It's freezing out here." Every instinct screamed at Sarah to run, but she'd driven 3 hours to get here. And what if she was just being paranoid? What if this really was Emma, just different than expected? The thought of hurting her friend's feelings, of seeming shallow or judgmental, made her hesitate. That hesitation almost cost Sarah her life. She followed Emma inside, her fingers wrapped around her phone like a lifeline.
The door creaked shut behind them. The cabin's interior was dim, only one lamp flickering in the corner, and then Sarah saw the walls. Screenshots, hundreds of them, every conversation they'd ever had, printed out and plastered across the walls like wallpaper. Photos of Sarah from her Instagram, her Facebook, even pictures she'd deleted years ago. Some were blown up to poster size. There were images Sarah didn't even remember posting, candid shots taken through windows, photos from angles that made her blood run cold. Someone had been outside her apartment, outside her workplace. Sarah's hands started shaking. The phone slipped, clattered on the wooden floor. "I've been preparing for this day for so long," Emma whispered, and Sarah heard the deadbolt slide home behind her. "We are going to be best friends forever now. You'll never have to leave, never have to feel lonely again. Isn't that what you wanted?" The basement door was open. Sarah could see stairs descending into darkness. A chain was bolted to the wall down there, just visible in the shadows. Sarah ran for the back door, locked, barred from the outside. The windows had been nailed shut. She could see the fresh wood. Emma stepped between her and the front entrance. Something glinted in her hand, a knife, the blade catching the lamp's flickering light. "Don't you understand, Sarah? I know everything about you. Your address, 1247 Maple Street, apartment 3B. Your routine, coffee at Marco's every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. Your family, your mom lives alone in Riverside. Your sister just had a baby. If you leave, I'll just find you again, find them. But if you stay, we can finally be together." Sarah's mind went blank with terror. Then something shifted, survival instinct. She grabbed the flickering lamp and threw it at Emma, plunging them into darkness. The bathroom window, she'd seen it earlier, small but not barred. Sarah ran, Emma's footsteps pounding behind her. She locked herself in, shoved the window open, didn't care about the glass cutting her arms as she squeezed through and dropped 8 feet to the ground. She ran barefoot through the woods, branches tearing her clothes, cold air burning her lungs. She didn't stop until she saw headlights on a road, until a trucker pulled over for the bleeding, hysterical woman waving him down. When police raided the cabin 2 hours later, they found Emma's car still parked outside, but Emma was gone. What they found inside was worse than Sarah had seen. The basement had been set up as a cell, mattress on the floor, bucket in the corner, chains bolted to the concrete. The walls down there were covered with photos, too. Different women, dozens of them. Some pictures showed them smiling in the cabin. Later photos showed terror. Emma had been catfishing women for years, luring them to various locations across 3 states. Sarah was just the first one who'd gotten away. The real Emma, the girl from the profile photos, police found her name in a missing persons database. She'd disappeared 3 years earlier, last seen meeting an online friend for coffee. They never caught the woman who took her identity. She's still out there, probably with a new name now, a new face stolen from another victim, building trust with another lonely person who just wants a friend.
If you're going to meet someone you've met online, tell multiple people where you'll be. Share your location. Meet in a busy public place, never someone's home, never a remote location. Video chat first, multiple times. Verify they are who they say they are. And trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Your safety is more important than being polite. Story 2. The Gaming Buddy. Marcus had been gaming with Alex for over a year. Late-night raids, weekend tournaments, inside jokes that had Marcus laughing so hard he'd wake his roommate. After his divorce, Marcus had withdrawn from his real-life friends. It was easier to put on a headset and escape into a game world where nobody asked how he was doing or gave him pitying looks. Alex never pried. Alex just played. That's what made him such a good friend. When Alex mentioned he'd be passing through Marcus's city on a road trip, Marcus surprised himself by agreeing to meet up. Dinner and maybe the local arcade. Just 2 friends hanging out. It felt good to have something to look forward to. They agreed on a diner downtown. Busy, well-lit, safe. Marcus arrived early, ordered coffee, tried to ignore the nervous flutter in his stomach. He felt ridiculous. He was 31 years old, anxious about meeting a friend for dinner. When a guy matching Alex's description walked in, Marcus waved him over. Alex's smile was too wide. That was the first thing Marcus noticed. Too practiced, like he'd rehearsed it in a mirror. And his eyes, they didn't match the warmth in his voice. They were cold, calculating, constantly darting to the door, to the windows, to Marcus's hands. "Marcus, man, it's so good to finally meet you in person." Alex slid into the booth, but he kept his coat on, kept his phone face up on the table, the screen periodically lighting up with notifications he didn't check. The conversation felt wrong from the start, like Alex was reading from a script. "So, you live alone now, right?" Alex asked, stirring his coffee without drinking it. "That apartment on 5th Street. Must be nice having your own space." Marcus's mouth went dry. He'd never told Alex his address. He'd been careful about that, years of internet safety training drilled into him by his tech-savvy sister. "How did you—" "Oh, you mentioned it once during a stream," Alex said casually, still not making eye contact, still staring at his phone. But Marcus had never streamed. He didn't even own a webcam. He'd told Alex that months ago when Alex suggested they stream together. The coffee tasted like ashes in Marcus's mouth. "I don't stream, Alex, remember? No webcam." Alex's smile never wavered, but something flickered behind his eyes. Right, I must be thinking of someone else. So how's your sister doing? Rebecca, right? She must be excited about the wedding." Ice flooded Marcus's veins. His sister's name was Rachel, not Rebecca. And she wasn't getting married, she'd just gotten divorced. Details Marcus had maybe mentioned once, months ago, in a private Discord message to a different friend, not to Alex. "Your mom's still in treatment, right? Must be hard, the chemo. Stage 3, wasn't it?" Marcus felt like he couldn't breathe. The diner suddenly felt too small, too warm. How did Alex know about his mother? Marcus had never, ever mentioned her illness to anyone in his gaming group. He'd barely been able to talk about it with his roommate. "Excuse me," Marcus managed, standing on shaking legs. "Bathroom." He locked himself in a stall and called his roommate with trembling fingers. "Jake, I need you to do something right now. Check my computer, my Discord, my messages, my browser history, everything." "Dude, you okay? You sound— Just do it, please." 30 seconds of silence. Then Jake's voice came back, barely a whisper. "Marcus, there's something on your system. Some kind of— Jesus. It's logging everything. Your keystrokes, your screen, everything. It's been running for months. Since last March." Last March, when Alex had sent him that performance mod for their game, the one that was supposed to reduce lag. Marcus thought he might throw up. "Get off the computer," he said. "Cover the webcam. I'll be home soon." When Marcus returned to the table, hands still shaking, Alex was gone. The booth was empty except for a napkin, carefully folded. Marcus unfolded it with numb fingers. Written in neat handwriting. "I know where you sleep, Marcus. I've been watching you every night through your camera. I know what you look like when you think you're alone. I know everything you do, everything you search for, everyone you talk to. Sweet dreams." The diner security footage showed Alex getting into a car with out-of-state plates. False plates, police later discovered. The Alex account disappeared from every platform that same night. The email used to create it, fake. The credit card he'd used to pay for gaming subscriptions, stolen. Marcus moved out that same night, just grabbed essentials and left. He stayed at his sister's house for 2 weeks, too terrified to sleep. He factory reset every device he owned. He never gamed online again. But sometimes, late at night, he still feels it, that crawling sensation of being watched. He's covered every camera in his house with tape, but he still feels eyes on him in the dark. Still wonders if somewhere, someone is watching through a screen he hasn't thought to cover. He still doesn't know what Alex wanted, what the end game was, and somehow, not knowing is worse. Never download files from people you haven't verified, even if you've known them for years. Cover your webcam when not in use. A piece of tape costs nothing. Be cautious about what personal information you share, even in private messages. If someone knows details you never told them, that's not a coincidence. That's a threat. And if you suspect spyware, don't confront the person. Document everything and contact authorities.
Jennifer joined an online book club during the pandemic lockdown. After months of isolation, the weekly discussions became a lifeline, something to look forward to in the endless sameness of quarantine days. That's where she met Rachel, a woman who loved the same psychological thrillers Jennifer devoured. Their friendship blossomed in the margins of book discussions, private messages that turned into daily check-ins, shared playlists, recipes, complaints about work. Rachel felt real in a way Jennifer's other online acquaintances didn't. Jennifer's husband Tom thought it was nice she'd made a friend, even if it was online. He didn't understand the appeal of book clubs. Thriller novels gave him nightmares, but he was glad Jennifer seemed happy again. When Rachel suggested meeting for coffee to discuss their latest read, Jennifer felt a flutter of genuine excitement. It had been so long since she'd made a new friend. As a 34-year-old working from home, her social circle had shrunk to almost nothing. They chose a busy cafe in the city center. Public, safe, during lunch hour. Jennifer even did a quick Google search of Rachel's name, found a LinkedIn profile that matched. Everything seemed legitimate. Rachel looked exactly like her photos. Warm smile, trendy glasses, book already in hand when Jennifer arrived. The first hour was perfect. They talked about plot twists, debated character motivations, laughed over bad book cover designs. But then Rachel's questions started to shift. "So, Tom works in tech, right? What does he do again?" Rachel asked, stirring her latte. "Software development," Jennifer said, not thinking much of it. She'd mentioned Tom's job before, hadn't she? "That's right. And he works from home now, too. Or does he still go into the office downtown?" Rachel's tone was casual, but her eyes were focused, intense. "He's hybrid. 3 days in office, 2 at home." "Which days?" Jennifer paused. That was oddly specific. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday in office. Why?" Rachel's smile never wavered. "Just curious. It must be nice when you have the house to yourselves. Those 6 a.m. jogs of his must be earlier than you'd like, though. Black coffee with 2 sugars when he gets back, right?" Jennifer's coffee cup froze halfway to her lips. She had never shared those details. Not in the book club, not in their private messages. She'd been careful after a friend's identity theft incident years ago. She never posted about her daily routine online, never mentioned specifics about Tom's schedule. The cafe suddenly felt too cold. The ambient chatter around them faded to white noise. "How do you know that?" Jennifer's voice came out small, frightened. Rachel's friendly mask didn't slip. It shattered. Her expression went cold, her eyes hard as stone. "You really don't remember me, do you?" Her voice was bitter, sharp as broken glass. "Tom and I dated for 2 years, before you, before he decided I wasn't good enough and threw me away like garbage." Jennifer's mind raced through Tom's past. He'd mentioned a bad breakup years ago, an ex who'd become too attached, but he'd never wanted to talk about it. She'd respected his privacy, never pushed. "I was hospitalized, Jennifer, because of him. Did he tell you that? How I fell apart after he left? How I lost my job, my apartment, everything?" Rachel leaned forward, her voice eerily calm, controlled. "And then I saw him again, with you, looking so happy, like he'd never destroyed someone's entire life. Rachel, I'm sorry you went through that, but I've been watching both of you for 3 years." Rachel's smile returned, but now it was wrong, twisted. "I found you online. That was easy. Book Lovers Forum posted 3 times a week like clockwork. So I joined, became your friend, learned everything about you. Your schedule, your habits, your favorite coffee shop, where you grocery shop, which routes you walk. I know your whole life, Jennifer, because I've been studying you." Jennifer stood up, her chair scraping loud against the floor. People glanced over. She didn't care. "Stay away from us. I'm calling the police." "Go ahead," Rachel said softly. "But I know where you live. I've known for 3 years. And now you know I've been watching." Jennifer ran from the cafe, fingers fumbling with her phone. She called 911 first, then Tom, barely able to get words out through her panic. The police investigation uncovered a nightmare. Rachel, not her real name, had restraining orders in 2 other states, both related to stalking ex-boyfriends' new partners. Both had ended with the women fleeing their homes. When police searched Rachel's apartment, they found surveillance photos, thousands of them. Jennifer and Tom at the grocery store, Jennifer walking her dog, Tom jogging in the park. Their bedroom window captured from across the street with a telephoto lens. Photos dating back 3 years. Rachel had been living 3 doors down from them for the past 6 months. The quiet neighbor who always smiled and waved, who'd brought over cookies when she moved in. Jennifer and Tom moved across the country, sold the house at a loss because they couldn't stay there another night. Jennifer deleted all her social media accounts. She goes by her middle name now. She never accepts friend requests from people she hasn't met in person, and even then, she hesitates. She hasn't joined another book club. Can't bring herself to trust like that again. Sometimes she still wakes up at 3 a.m., convinced someone's outside the window, watching. Be careful what personal details you share online, even in private groups. Before meeting someone, verify their identity through multiple sources. If someone knows details you never shared, that's a red flag. When you meet, choose busy public places. Tell friends exactly where you'll be and share your live location. And if someone's questions feel too specific, too probing, trust that instinct. It's not paranoia, it's survival.
Story 4. The Photographer. Mia was 19 and dreaming of modeling. Not Instagram influencer stuff, real modeling, fashion editorials, magazine covers, maybe runway work someday. When David reached out to her on Instagram, his portfolio looked legitimate. Professional shots of models in artistic poses, dramatic lighting, creative concepts that had been featured in small boutique magazines. He had 15,000 followers, dozens of tagged models giving glowing reviews in the comments. He offered to shoot her for free, help build her portfolio. "You have the perfect look for my Urban Decay series," his DM said. "I think we could create something really special together." Mia was flattered, excited, and desperate. She'd sent her photos to 20 agencies and gotten 20 rejections. She needed professional shots to have any chance. They messaged for weeks. David seemed knowledgeable, professional. He sent her mood boards, discussed styling, explained lighting techniques. He answered all her questions patiently. When her roommate expressed concern, Mia showed her David's Instagram. Thousands of followers couldn't all be wrong, right? When David suggested an abandoned warehouse for the shoot, Urban Decay aesthetic, very trendy right now, Mia hesitated. But she'd seen similar shoots go viral. This could be her big break. She told her roommate exactly where she'd be. They agreed on check-ins every hour. Mia felt proud of herself for being safety conscious. The warehouse looked perfect when she arrived. Exposed brick, dramatic shadows, exactly the aesthetic David had described. He was already there, setting up lights and reflectors. He looked professional, just like his photos. Camera equipment spread out, lighting umbrellas positioned carefully. "Mia, great, you're right on time. Let's start with some test shots out here. Get you comfortable." The first hour was normal, posed against brick walls, natural light filtering through broken windows. David was directing her professionally, showing her the shots, making adjustments. But then he started packing up the lights. "The basement has this amazing natural darkness," he said, not quite meeting her eyes. "Very dramatic. The light through the ceiling grates creates these incredible shadows. Trust me, that's where we'll get the really stunning shots." Something in Mia's stomach twisted, but she'd already been here an hour, and he'd been nothing but professional. She didn't want to seem difficult, didn't want to ruin her chance at good portfolio photos. The basement stairs creaked under her feet. The air grew colder with each step down. Damp concrete smell. Somewhere, water was dripping. Mia pulled out her phone to text her roommate. No signal. The basement was too deep. "David, actually, I think the lighting is better upstairs." "Just trust me," he said, and his voice had changed. Flatter, colder. "Come see the setup." That's when Mia saw them. Polaroid photos scattered across a folding table. Dozens of them. Different girls, some blonde, some brunette, all young, all beautiful. The photos were arranged in sequences. First shot, the girl smiling, posing willingly in the basement. Second shot, confusion on her face. Third shot, fear. Fourth shot. Mia's eyes caught on something else. Chains mounted to the wall. A stained mattress in the corner. Duct tape. A camera on a tripod already positioned, already running. The red recording light blinked at her in the darkness. Her blood turned to ice. "David, I'm leaving." "They all say that at first," he said softly, and she heard the click of the basement door closing at the top of the stairs. "But you'll change your mind. They always do, eventually." Mia ran, not up the stairs toward the locked door, but deeper into the basement, into the darkness, hoping for another exit, a window, anything. Behind her, David's footsteps were unhurried, casual. "You left your purse up there, your phone, your ID, your keys. You'll have to come back for them. They always do." Mia found a coal chute, a narrow opening to street level, probably not used in 50 years. She didn't care. She squeezed through, scraping skin off her shoulders, not caring about the pain. She ran barefoot down the street, bleeding, hysterical, until she saw a gas station. The clerk called the police. When officers raided the warehouse an hour later, they found exactly what Mia described: the basement setup, the chains, the mattress, the Polaroids, evidence of at least 15 young women over 3 years. But David was gone. His van, his equipment, everything, vanished. The Instagram account disappeared that same night, deleted completely. The models who'd left positive comments, fake accounts, police discovered. The magazine features he'd shown, photoshopped. The entire portfolio, stolen photos from real photographers. They never found him. The name David Martinez was fake. No records, no trace. The email was created through an encrypted service. The phone number, burner. He's still out there, probably with a new account now, a new name, a new stolen portfolio, messaging young girls about building their portfolios, about free shoots, about trusting him. 2 months after her escape, Mia got a message on her new Instagram account, an account under a fake name that only her close friends knew about. A blank profile, no followers, no posts. The message said, "You should have stayed. The photos would have been beautiful. I'll see you again soon." Mia hasn't modeled since. She can't look at cameras without feeling sick. She moved to a different state, changed her legal name, keeps her social media private. She still has nightmares about that basement, about the girls in the Polaroids and what happened to them after the photos stopped. If you're meeting a photographer or any professional, verify them through official channels, reverse image search their portfolio, check their business registration, ask for references you can actually call. Never go to a second location alone. Bring a friend who stays with you the entire time. Tell multiple people where you'll be. Keep your phone in your hand, not your bag. And if any professional suggests a remote location for a first meeting, that's not an opportunity. That's a trap. 4 people, 4 online friendships that turned into living nightmares. Sarah thought she was just lonely. Marcus thought he'd found a gaming buddy. Jennifer thought she'd made a friend who understood her love of books. Mia thought she'd found her big break. They all survived, but they carry the scars, the paranoia, the hypervigilance, the inability to trust. Sarah still checks every room before she sleeps. Marcus covers every camera in his house. Jennifer can't join online communities anymore. Mia flinches when she sees cameras. The internet connects us in beautiful ways, but it also allows predators to craft perfect disguises, to learn our patterns, to study us like prey. They become whoever they need to be to gain our trust. The friend who understands, the professional opportunity, the harmless gaming buddy, the book lover who just gets you. And here's what keeps me up at night. The people who hurt Sarah, Marcus, Jennifer, and Mia, they're still out there. Right now, they're probably chatting with someone new, building trust, learning routines, waiting for the perfect moment to suggest meeting in person. Maybe they're even talking to you. So the next time someone you've never met suggests meeting up, ask yourself, what do I really know about this person? Not what they've told me, not what their profile says. What do I actually know? Meet in public, bring a friend, tell people where you'll be, share your location, video chat first, multiple times, verify their identity, and most importantly, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Your gut is trying to protect you. Because the scariest thing about these stories, they're not rare. This happens every day to people who thought it could never happen to them. This is your Midnight Narrator, reminding you to stay safe out there, both online and off. Lock your doors, cover your cameras, and think twice before you trust a stranger, no matter how long you've been talking. Sweet dreams, if you can.